All right, you guys, welcome back to another video. It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks, and there's a couple reasons why I've been away for so long. One, the biggest reason I think is because no, not the biggest reason. One of the reasons because it's been really cold here in Chicago, and so to film these videos, I have to turn off the furnace, as you guys know, and it just doesn't seem like the best idea to turn the furnace off to record these videos, because then the house gets really cold and then it takes a longer time to warm it up, blah blah blah. Anyway, the biggest reason is because my A7C broke, and you guys know, if you've been here for a while, that is my favorite and most used camera, and so I've been without it for about 3 weeks, and I am a man of routine. And so being out of my routine just throws everything off. And so not having that camera has really been a struggle. And then the last thing, I don't know that I talk about it much on this channel. I really deal with some mental health issues, typically in the month of December. That's a whole nother story. And so it's just been difficult pulling myself out of it. But all I have to say, we are back making videos, and I thought that the best way to do that is to make a fun video that I'm really gonna enjoy making. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy watching, and so let's get into it. I'm gonna build a little camera rig for my A7 IV. And so you guys might be thinking, like, Jamil, why do you need to build a camera rig for your A7 IV? If you watched my beginning of the year video, you guys would know that one of the goals that I set for myself is to film my first short film this year. And as I think through what that process is going to look like, it makes the most sense to do it right and to figure out now how I'm gonna do it. And one of the ways that I want to do it is to just have this rig built out and ready to go when I'm ready to start filming. It's all starting to come together though, the short film, and so I'm excited. But enough talk, let's get into this build. I should also say that this build is mostly the same build that Caleb Pike did in his camera build, and so I will link his video down below if you guys are interested in seeing a much better video, much better build than this one will be. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the cage that I'll be using, and this is the half cage from Small Rig. Now I did buy the Tilta half cage, but I didn't like it, and here's why. You guys can see this screw right, focus on the camera. You guys can see the screw right there, right? There's a screw right here. And what this screw does is it holds the cage to the camera. And so the Tilta cage does not have such a means to hold it to the camera. And so what was happening is that when it was on the camera, it was budging at the top, and that was unsettling because there's only two mounting points for these half cages. There's a screw here and there is a screw here, a screw here. And so unless I'm not understanding something, and the fine folks at Tilta or someone wants to reach out to me, but there was no other mounting part for this cage in this box. And so this didn't work out for me. Okay, so that is the first thing. That's the first part of this build. And then this is from a Small Rig, as I said. The second part of this build should have been a quick release plate. And so this is the quick release plate that I bought. And as soon as the camera focuses on it, we'll talk about it. So this one has a mechanism that tightens and loosens the quick release. But the flaw in this is that once this is mounted on the camera, It is mounted in such a way that you can no longer turn this lever. There's no room at all to turn this lever. This is a huge flaw on the part of Small Rig. I don't know how they expect this to work. So we are going without a quick release plate on this build. The quick release plate that that Caleb used has a sort of latching system, so you can latch it from this way and then take the camera off, and so you don't have to worry about this. And so the latching system is definitely the way to go. The reason I didn't buy the same quick release plate that Caleb bought is because that quick release plate is like $60 or $70, and this one was like $24, and I just don't know if I am ready to yet spend $70 on a quick release plate for a camera build that I'm honestly not going to use that much other than filming this short film. So that's why I didn't buy it. Anyway, we move forward. The third part is this base plate, and so without the quick release plate, I can mount this base plate directly to the cage, and it doesn't mount perfectly. It's just going to be like one screw, but it works, and so that's what I'm going to do. And so I'll just mount it to the half cage here, and with the magic of video, I'll be done with this instantaneously. All right, and so there it is with the base plate all mounted. And then as you guys can see, the base plate has, you know, these two holes, and what these holes are for is for these two like carbon rails, and the rails just fit into this base plate. As such, for anyone who's never seen a camera build before, I'm guessing that if you're here, you're a Sony homie, you've probably seen a couple of these. And so this is I'm not teaching you guys anything, I'm just showing you how I am building out this camera rig. And so these fit into there as such. And then again, it just has these levers that allows you to tighten the tension on these rails. And so what you end up having is, you know, this sort of thing that looks like this. And so what I actually want to do is leave them a little bit loose, because the third part of this build is this V-mount like plate thing. It has a lot of attachment points, but this V-mount plate is attached to this part, which was the fourth part of this build, I guess. And basically, you just attach this to the V-mount plate, and then you can add this to the rails on back of here. So I'll do that now. You guys will be able to see what it looks like, and then yeah, we'll go from there. The reason that I didn't want to tighten the V-mount plates is because it's important that I space it out so that there is enough room there's enough room that I can still open the monitor on the camera, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. All right, so that's what that looks like. I'm gonna push this guy in just a little there. All right, and so we'll tighten all of this down now. All right, so I wanted to make sure that there was enough space on these rails to still be able to open this monitor if I need it, because as you guys know, on Sony cameras, when you connect a monitor through HDMI, you lose some of the functionality of you lose all of the functionality of the touch screen, but I still want to be able to, you know, see like my level and see like my volume meters and stuff like that. So it's important that I'm still able to swing this open and see the information on this screen, you know, in a pinch. And so it's important that I'm able to do that. All right, and so with this V-mount plate here, I bought this V-mount, this small rig V-mount battery. And the thing that I love about this battery is that, one, it's super small. I don't know if you guys are super familiar with V-mount batteries, but they're big sometimes. I've seen batteries as big as this case sometimes. I've seen batteries as big as this monitor. This V-mount battery is really small and really compact, and it keeps the size and weight of this camera down. And then it has all of the necessary things that you want, but most importantly, it has this D-tap here on the side, and then it has some ports up top here. Coincidentally, I'm filming on my A7R4. It has these ports up here, and so sometimes the autofocus works exactly the way that I want it to work, and sometimes it doesn't work the way that I want it to work, but we're making do because I don't have my A7C. Anyway, so then this battery just clips onto, it would have clipped onto there if I would have put it on the right way. So now I have to take this off. All right, so now that I have it on the right way, you can see that this battery just clips on to there as such. And now with this kind of setup, I have another point of contact. So if I was trying to get a super steady shot, I can just push this V-mount battery against my chest and be able to have a third point of contact, one on the lens, one on the grip of the camera, which is why I kept only a half cage and not a full cage, because I wanted to be able to still have this grip. And so that'll give me some stabilization. And I have power for the monitor that I'm gonna add, and I can power the camera through USB continuous charge, and then be able to shoot for hours and hours at a time. So obviously this is not gonna be the lens that I'm gonna have on this camera. I'll probably be filming with my 35mm, but I'm using it right now. How do you guys like this 35mm field of view? I don't know if you guys can tell, but usually I shoot around like 50mm. The camera is a little further away, but I don't know. I'm digging this 35mm for now. I know I'll change it again. I hope Becky's not watching this video because I'm way off center, and I know she's gonna. Anyway, so let's actually throw on 20mm so you guys kind of get an idea. So the idea is to be able to keep this rig as small as possible. I do want a zoom lens, so I'm thinking about the Tamron 20-40 to be able to shoot the short film on. I'm also thinking about the new 20-70 f4, but I do want my lens to be 2.8. So anyway, 20-35, either the 20-40 or the 20-70. We'll see what happens. But the idea is to try to keep it as compact as possible. All right, so the next part of the build is to add this NATO rail to the top of this cage here. And so I tried to get a slim one, but I don't know how slim this actually is. But whatever, it fits, it's gonna do the job. And then you guys will see what the NATO rail is for. You guys know what the NATO rail is for. I'm gonna put this NATO rail on here to be able to add this top handle. And the thing that I like about this top handle, you guys can see that there's screws here. This allows this part of the top handle to be able to adjust forward and back. And you guys can see that I have it just a little bit back because when I am gripping the top handle, I can have a room for this finger, which gives me a little bit more stability on the way that I want to grip the top handle. And if you guys are wondering what the top handle is for, Mark Bone really swears by this. Having a top handle really allows you to use the gravity and the weight of the camera to stabilize your shots. And so that's one of the reasons that I love having a top handle. And so with the NATO rail, you can just slide this on and off pretty easily. And so that's why, way easier than I'm making it look right now. That's why I like having the NATO rail on here. Now, we run into another of the problems with these small rig parts because, again, to tighten and loosen the tension on this top handle onto the NATO rail, it's one of these kind of screw things again. And as you can see, as you screw it, it hits the top of the camera. And so I left it just loose enough to be able to get over these pins. But as you saw, it wasn't easy to do. And yeah, so it's another flaw in the design of this handle. Again, the handle that Caleb used on his build is just like a latching system for the top handle, but that top handle was way more expensive than this top handle was. I don't remember how much it was immediately off the top of my head, but this one was only like $60. So small rig also. Also, again, as always, I'm not trying to sell you guys on any of this stuff. I don't care if you buy it or not. I'm just showing you guys the things that I am using. All of this stuff is on Small Rig's website, and just to keep it so you guys don't feel like I'm trying to sell you anything, I am not going to be listing this in the comments just because that's the way I want to run this channel. I just want to give you guys the information. I just hope that you guys don't ever feel like I'm making videos to try to sell you things. I hate when I feel that way. I hate when people that I enjoy watching make me feel that way, and so I don't want to make you guys feel that way. So all of these parts are Small Rig parts, and you can find all of them on on their website. So that's all I'll say about that. All right, so the top handle is on there, and you guys can see that when I hold it, the balance is just a little bit off. So how do we get the balance to where we need it? Well, we got to use a monitor. And so the monitor that I'm going to be using is this Atomos Ninja 5. I also have this Feelworld monitor. I think it's an M85 is the name of it, MA5. I like this monitor, but I just feel like sometimes you just need to go with your Ninja 5. The Ninja 5 is also a recorder for you guys who don't know. And so at some point I might need to be able to, record the screen or whatever. So I want to, use the Ninja 5. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that. And then this camera, this monitor mount that you guys see on here, also you can see it's Small Rig. I like this one because, I don't know, it's small. It helps keep the size of this build slimmer. And then another reason that I got this top handle is because you guys can see that it has a cold shoe mount right there on the front of it. And I like to mount the monitor right there on the cold shoe mount, and then tighten that down, and then there is my monitor. You guys can see that this cable is sticking out, and that goes right into the V-mount battery. And then, oh sorry, that is the HDMI cable, so that's not going to work. The V-mount plug is, here is the plug for my for the D-tap to what is this, AC something or another. And then luckily this Ninja 5 came with like this dummy battery attachment that you guys can see right here. And so the dummy battery just stays on there, and then I can plug it into there, and then this just plugs right into the D-tap on there, and then I get power to the monitor. And And then here is a full-size HDMI to full-size HDMI with the right angle. That's important because you don't want to put a lot of stress on your mount. And then you have your camera build out. And so I can go ahead and I can have my screen out if I need to see it. I got my monitor that tilts as I need it. Remember I said that I can have a grip on it. It's kept the size and weight down. And then also you guys can see with that monitor on there, it is pretty awesomely balanced. And so balance is really what we need. And this top handle allows gravity to just kind of do its thing. I love it. It's a cute little build. It's gonna do me well when I'm filming my short film. Yeah, and so you guys are looking at this and you're probably saying to yourself, Jamil, you have no sound on this build. And so that was one of the issues that I did run into, because I did want to put a shotgun mount, a little shotgun mic on here. And as you can see, I didn't have a space for it because this shotgun is the Rode Video Go 2. Rode Video Go 2, that's what this is. And this is what the mount usually looks like. Are you gonna focus on it? Are you gonna focus on it? Thanks, A7R4. So that's what the mount usually looks like. And you can see that that is a big, huge mount. And that mount wouldn't really fit on the build there. And so what I did is I got this small rig shock mount that I can just put into the hot shoe there. All right, so that allows me to have a shotgun mic on the camera while keeping a low profile and also getting some scratch audio if I need it. You guys can barely even see it there. And if I need a little windscreen, a little wind muff, I can toss this guy on there and we got sound. What an awesome little build, right guys? So that is the build. I'm gonna hold it there because I think that is a thumbnail. And so yeah, A7 IV build. And also you can set it down, as you guys can see perfectly. Look, ma, no hands. So that's it. That's this build. That's this video. I don't know what else to say. Thank you guys for watching. This has been A Boy Named Jamil. I am Jamil. Sorry I kept looking at the monitor above. Usually the camera is a little bit closer to the monitor and I can fake like I'm looking at the lens because it's directly in front of the monitor. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I will see you guys in the next video. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. All right, see you guys later. Peace.